Hello, Heinz. It was never about the amount of runs. It was all about the work we'd put in prior to the 3-day match, and then also for the guys to get out of the match what they wanted. One or two of them had to be coerced into getting off the ground. But yeah, for me, warm-up matches, practice matches, call it what you want, is really about just how you feel. And if you feel that you're in a good space from a technical side, then we're happy. So it was never about whether you got to 30 or 40. Some guys would face less balls because they probably got serviced more during the week, and other guys spent more time in the middle because they probably didn't get the volume in the nets. But really happy with how the prep has gone.
Thanks, Heinz. Johan?
Hi, Shuks. On today's match, did you guys decide beforehand just one session, or did it rain? And also, there's no one carrying needles, and everyone is available to be selected?
Hello, Johan. Yeah, the second question first. Everybody clean bill of health. Touch wood. And yeah, we always decided with New Zealand, with the authorities here, that we were going to bat the first day, they were going to bat the entire second day, and that we were going to bat for one session and then do some specific work in the afternoon. So we used the afternoon to do a few scenarios that we think we might encounter during the test match, and spent a bit of time out in the middle doing that.
Thanks, Johan. I'm going to go to here.
Hi, Shuks. I'm just wondering whether you guys watched a little bit of West Indies beating Australia, and kind of the talk around that. Craig Brathwaite spoke about the labels. The team was called pathetic and something else, and he said, we really use that as motivation. And kind of what does that mean to you guys watching not so far from them, and maybe with similar things having been said about you?
Hello, not Zahir.
Sorry, it's Firdous.
Yeah. Firdous, yeah, look, I mean, we obviously watched a little bit, and thrilled for the West Indies. But I think I spent a lot more time getting, if it's inspiration, getting out of the women beating Australia for the first time. I think it was at Manuka Oval, and then watching Bafana get through the last 16. So I found a lot more joy and inspiration in that than the West Indies beating Australia. But I think it's great. I think it's great not only for West Indies cricket, obviously, but for world cricket. And yeah, and I think it gives us a little bit of confidence, knowing that the bulk of those guys that beat Australia were on that self-same A tour when we played them a couple of months ago. But certainly inspirational now, nothing of the sort.
Sure, sorry, can I just follow up with that? You say the women beating Australia is very inspiring. What about it? Obviously, Australia are a very good team, but kind of what makes you think that, wow, that's a real result we can take something out of?
Well, it's the first time we beat Australia in Australia, and that's a massive thing for any Proteas side, women or men or under 19s. We're watching that with fervent interest. I mean, I've had a vested interest in there not so long ago. So all of those things keep me awake, and yeah, get me up early in the morning. But yeah, just really watching the women get over the line against Australia. I watched last night again, Kapi playing brilliantly, and then it took a hell of an innings from Beth Mooney to beat us, So yeah, we watch our national teams and we take a lot of pride in that.
Thanks for those. Ongama?
That's funny.
Ongama, can you hear me? Ooh, I don't think we can hear Ongama, so we're just going to go on to Heinz next.
Thanks, Lucy. Shuks, two of the guys who made half centuries in the first innings were guys from Northwest. I was just wondering how chuffed you are as a national coach to have, potential test players. I know Northwest play in Division 1, but they considered a bit of a smaller team with more limited resources. So, firstly, I wanted to ask you, how chuffed are you, that a team like Northwest is producing test quality potential players? And also just the journey of Razor. He's been considered one of the most accomplished young batsmen in South Africa. Had a difficult time that coincided with the Knights' relegation, but has really emerged, strongly again this season. Just how you feel about his progress?
Yeah, look, I mean, I certainly don't go around looking where the guys are from, but now that you mentioned, and I think obviously the Northwest province will be really chuffed, and it's great that we can give of the smaller provinces, so to speak, hope, when of their players go out and represent the Proteas. So hopefully a few of the Northwest guys and guys in the system and the women in the system there can have a line of sight and say, well, look, we can also get there. So I think from that perspective, it's really good that we're as well represented as we are. And Razor is, Razor captain South Africa under-19 at World Cups. He was one that spent time with me at the National Academy before, and he was, I think he was on an A tour that he had to withdraw from because of COVID at the time. And then, as you rightly mentioned, when the Knights went down, his form took a bit of a dip as well. But if there's one or two words that stick to Razor, I mean, Razor, resilient. I can't think of another a word that starts with R, but resolute probably. But I still think he's got a bright future, and he epitomizes everything that we want in our young South African batters. And he is not desperate, but very keen to obviously make his mark on this tour. And he's prepped well. He's looking as sharp as I've ever seen Razor look, excuse the pun. But yeah, look, we're good to go there.
Great. We're going to look to take the last couple of questions, starting with Nathan, then Morgan.
Shook, some batters had an opportunity to bat in the middle twice. How do you assess the overall performance of the side, both with bat and ball, in the WOMP game? Just to mention the positives and areas that still need work leading up to the 4th of Feb.
On the batting front, really happy. So in the second innings, pretty much left it to the batters to decide who wanted to spend how much time out there. As you'd have noticed, Kyle Jamieson came and bowled in that inning. So some of our top order batters wanted to spend time in the middle. And yeah, so I pretty much left it to the batters in terms of what they wanted, what sort of volume they wanted in the middle today. The rest of them obviously spent a lot of time in the nets, and then time in the middle again when we did our scenarios. And then on the bowling front, it was really about guys spending time on their feet, and getting through overs. Really happy with that. We obviously could be sharper, it should have been sharper in execution, but we got better as the day went on. But yeah, look, it's no point in peaking in a warm-up game. You obviously reserve that for the test match, and this warm-up game was really much part of our prep for that big test match that starts on Sunday.
Thanks, Nathan. It looks like Morgan has the last hand up, so we'll look to wrap with Morgan.
Thanks, Lucy. Shuk, you mentioned the word resilient just now with Razor, but another word and player springs to mind, tenacious, and Sean Wollenberg, a bloke that's been around the scene forever, 37 years old, close to 500 first-class wickets, and one doesn't expect him to do miracles in Test cricket, but this is probably just reward for an outstanding career, and a player that's probably been very unlucky to have been overlooked for many years at national honours.
Yeah, look, Grubby, as he's affectionately known, again, also epitomizes the real seasoned pro that sometimes our system lacks. And you rattled off his stats and that, and he's just a great guy around the team, puts in the hard yards, acts as a good sounding board to some of the younger players. And yes, you spot on. It's just rewards for someone who has put in the shift and continues to put in the shift, like Sean. So I'm like really thrilled that he's here. He's like a young kid again, I think he's as young as he's ever been. And yeah, great to have Sean on the strip.
Thanks, Shooks.
Thanks. I've been told it is here this time, so we'll look to wrap with Zahir.
As it Shooks, yes, his idea. Just on Kane Williamson coming back for New Zealand. I mean, obviously he's a big player for them, but he's coming off an injury and being out for a while. Is that an opportunity possibly to get in there early and amongst that top order of New Zealand?
Yeah, I think obviously, yeah, Kane Williamson, one of the top 5 batters in the world. I don't know if it's the fact that he hasn't had much cricket, yeah, can be advantageous, but I still think we certainly don't single out Williamson. They've got a host of really good batters, and the message to our bowlers has pretty much been, if they've got to match our intensity, and we've got to ask all the questions. Sounds like cricketing cliches I'm rolling off here, but that's exactly what it is. You know, we can challenge them on a few fronts, and ultimately it is the intensity that we do our work with, and yeah, so we're looking forward to that challenge. Not only Kane Williamson at 3, but we need to knock over 1 first to get to him. So and that's pretty much our mantra for the series. You know, we've got to really just, the intensity needs to be up there for extended periods.
Thanks. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Zahir.
No, I just said thanks.
Oh.
Thanks, Zahir.
Okay, I do see Nathan's hand is up, so that will definitely be the last one. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, sorry again, Lucy. But just a question regarding David Bellingham. He obviously got run out, unfortunately, on day 1. You mentioned Jamison was bowling. Didn't you perhaps maybe think that David could perhaps go out in the middle again, just for some airtime there in the middle against Jamison?
Yeah, some very successful rugby coach once said that one practice wasn't going to make us any better or worse, and that's certainly how David felt. I offered it to him, and he was happy. He does, and everybody's got their own way of doing some prep, and he was really happy with the prep he's been doing. Yeah, he could needlessly or unfortunately run out, call it what you want. Yeah, but the few low scores we get out the way is closer to that big score, and something might just be brewing for the weekend.
Great, thanks, Nathan, and thank you very much to all of you who have joined us in the morning from your side, and again in the evening from our side. I will share the audio and video files, and for those of you for broadcast, we will also supply a couple of visuals from the warm-up match as well to accompany Shukri's press conference. So yeah, thank you once again. Thank you, Shukri, for your time, and yeah, we'll on to the next one.